Okay, so I've been intuitively feeling the energy of the collective for the past few days to a week now. I've also been in the energy intuitively myself. So there's kind of been two polarizing energies. I feel like at the start of the week and a little bit before that, so there was these polarizing energies. So as we had a full moon in Sagittarius, the energy was really pumping. I feel like for collectively, a lot of us were like ready to go and we're like, yes, this is it. This is finally my breakthrough. I'm feeling so good. I can take on anything. I can start moving forward and building that momentum. And that is completely true. That is still true for you. And that is what is happening, right? As I've been talking about these last few videos, we've been going through a transition. So we're still in this transition, in these final stages of that rebirth, okay? So what's happened for some of you, the collective, this polarizing energy is after that feel-good energy when the full moon shifted into Sagittarius, not long after that we started to have Jupiter shifted into Gemini, and it was in Taurus for so long. So we had we were doing a lot of groundwork before then. And so this feeling that came up after this happy high and this, wow, I can do everything, we started to, for some of you, you were really hit heavy with old wounds and old feelings and old self-sabotaging patterns that have brought you down continuously in a looping cycle for many years, for over a year at least, right? And this is something that you've been trying to navigate for the last few years since this big tribulation that happened a few years ago. We've mentioned this in the other video from last week. So yes, to have finally felt this energy of Sagittarius full moon and it's feeling so promising and light, it really felt like a kick in the balls, to be honest. Just these heavy emotions coming back up to the surface. And for some of you, you're probably on your way of feeling a little bit better and have moved through that. This is a natural thing that, yes, you are going to move through. So I did want to confirm that for people who may still be in the thick of it or still really feeling it, or even if you have sort of felt a little bit better and gone, okay, well, this keeps happening, I keep feeling really good, and then boom, biggity bum, I crash. Even though I'm trying my best, I'm doing the things to help allow myself to be healthy with what I'm able and capable to do. Because mind you, a lot of us have dysregulated nervous systems, and that also stemmed from that traumatic event that happened a few years ago or several months ago, and it really has put your nervous system in survival mode. So basically you have not had the whole capacity to be able to have, how do I say it? Your nervous system doesn't have the capacity to be able to function in all of the ways, because it's basically just trying to survive, and it has just been trying to survive, right? And so anything above the basic bare minimum has been like an overload for your nervous system, even though some of you have really been pushing through, because I hear for some of you, you have absolutely no choice, like with work, children, and just life in general. Like you really do have to slug it through, but you've been slugging it through, right? So over, the last year, several months, you've been in this cycle before where you've started to feel really good and build momentum and have enough capacity, and then all of a sudden it just crashes back down again. So you've sort of been losing hope in yourself and the will to keep moving forward. So with this energy, this really big abundant energy that some of you may felt, I don't know if everybody has felt this, but maybe it was even a little twinkle, or you just got some more inspiration. And this was the other week, right? So you start being like, wow, finally a breakthrough. I am coming out of this period. I am about to feel so incredibly good, and this is it. This is finally like I'm breaking out. And now you have been hit really heavily with just these low feelings, and they're coming in hot and they've come in heavy. I know, because I'm part of the collective and I've been feeling it also. And even doing this video for you guys, I've really had to try and push through, because the chronic pain that I experience and the severe symptoms that come along with that have just gone crazy, and I felt myself in a depression. And all the while I still intuitively had this knowing of the reason for this, but still, even going through it myself, I can see and I can understand how this can be really, really discouraging for some of you. And a lot of you this could have been like your final last bit of hope, that you just feel like, well, great, I guess I was too hopeful, and the cycle just continues. But I am here to tell you that is not the case. I am here to bring you hope. I'm here to bring you some faith, and I channel this intuitively, because what I want to say is we're still going through this transition, and the reason why these old limiting beliefs and these self-sabotaging patterns and this depression and this anxiety has come back up, and some chronic flare-ups for other people who maybe go through that thing, or maybe another tower moment happened, like a big conflict, or for some of you a relationship ended, there's now no contact, or some of you something to do with work. Yeah, maybe some of you, some kind of conflict happened at work, or maybe some of you that even lost your job. And I can understand how I understand, like, your feelings are valid, okay? Your feelings are valid. Sit in them, rot in them for a minute if you have to. I did. And just know that the reason why this is coming up all hot and heavy is because it's like the final release of all this turmoil and just these deep-seated wounds and these core limiting beliefs and these low shadow aspects of yourself that have been deeply rooted inside of you, and they've been coming up to the surface. And this is a collective thing, because they're coming up to actually, for real this time, for reals, finally be alchemized and finally have the light shed on them. And they want to, these parts of you, these emotional turmoils that you go through, these limiting beliefs, they want your compassion, and you need to view them for what they are, validate them, and know that they're just coming up to the surface. There has been a collective uprooting of deep emotional traumas and deep-rooted traumas and core wounding beliefs. And obviously a lot of these start from childhood, because that's when they are implanted, that's when we become conditioned to the world, but also, of course, just traumatic events further in your life, like relationships that didn't work out for you, or friendships, or just losing people on this earthly realm can also trigger that core wound, and that's what's kept it sort of in this pattern. But what I'm telling you is, if you have felt this all of a sudden, like these deeper feelings of just this ickiness, and the struggle that you go through emotionally with these low emotions, that's the reason, because there's a collective uproot of these core wounds, and they're coming up to finally be seen, to finally be released, and to finally have this long karmic cycle closed so that we can actually move forward and now step into our true potential, more of who we know that we are at the core, and be able to show up in ways that we weren't able to show up before. Now, this is not really going to be super easy. It hasn't been super easy already, but the only reason I say that is because it's not just going to be like one huge massive jump. So it's going to be little bit by little bit. So those little nickels of inspiration, you need to sort of jump on those and do that, sort of be like, say you're just going about your day, you haven't done any exercise in a long time, and you come home from work and you're like, I could go for a walk this afternoon. Don't go, okay, yeah, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Like, do it. That is one example of the building of these little moments, and then taking that inspired action to move forward. That's what's going to get you through this transition period, and this is what's going to move you into this next timeline and sort of close out these cycles. But we do need to be aware of these old beliefs and just view them objectively and hear what they're saying, and just without judgment be like, okay, well, that's not true, and I'm worthy, so I'm gonna keep trying. Okay. And I've also been feeling the energy. It's still a very grounding energy. There's still a call to be grounded with Mother Earth, or just any way that you find grounding back into your body, building upon those foundations, because grounding, it's very root chakra energy, which is why we've got some red going on. But it's very root chakra energy, and root chakra is the bottom. So it's the base, it's the foundation. So we want to build upon those foundations again. So there's been a really big call to be nourishing your body accordingly, giving it good food. And yeah, I'm sort of just looked away because I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a hypocrite. Like, I've not been eating a lot this past week, and honestly, maybe that's a part of it too. Like, maybe there's some sort of like detox. Maybe you're not as hungry at the moment because maybe your body wants to detox all this crap so that you can actually start fueling it with some proper nutrition. So yes, and also exercise, just getting in your body. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous. It could just even be going for a walk, but that is how we build out on our foundations. And also sleep. And I know sleep's actually been a tough one, and that's actually something that came to me because everything was super fine, and I keep my house clean, my bed sheets are clean, and just randomly, like at the start of the week, I noticed that I started getting really itchy, like when I'm trying to go to sleep, and like my body is like covered in just these little bites. And I don't even care if anyone's going to judge me right now, because I know I keep my shit clean, and I change the sheets regularly, like consistently, like every 2 weeks maximum or minimum, I don't know. But yeah, and so I'm like, what is going on? This is really weird. And I tried everything. I sprayed the bed, I tried to clean out the mattress, let it dry out, and still I'm like up all night itching and having all these bites all over me. So I kind of felt like there's been a lot of restless nights for people collectively, and just feeling like you can't get this thing out of you, like out of your skin, or maybe some things are detoxing, seeping out of your skin for some of you. But yeah, just this really restless energy, like you just having to stay up all night and you can't sleep. And I also, the other night when I was trying to fall asleep, I audibly heard and sort of saw like this man figure really abruptly and aggressively yelling at me, but I don't think that message was for me. I feel like that was for some of you out there. So I don't really know what that really means, but I will clarify with the cards. So yeah, but the main thing is these are just deep old core wounds coming to the surface to finally actually be closed out and addressed. And these parts of you have been here in you for a long time to try to protect you, because that's what they did in the past. They protected you. But you don't need that kind of protecting anymore, because it's now hindering you, because you are ready to move forward and dive into things that you haven't dived into before, or just feel content and have some sort of structure, or just feeling content within yourself and who you are as a person. So yeah, these parts that want to come up, they're honestly just these protective parts of you from when there was wounding, from when you're a child mostly, and they're trying to keep you safe, but it's okay. They've done their job, and you can thank them, and you can tuck them into bed, and you can give them a little kiss on the head, right? So I also just feel like it's just, this deep-rooted shadow aspect of yourself, and it's been deep-rooted, and now it's coming up for like almost this final time. I'm not saying you're never going to feel down again. I mean, like, that's a part of the human experience. We ebb and we flow, we feel low, we feel high, we feel all the things, and it's not like one is negative and one is positive. I'm not saying you'll never feel them again, but I'm saying that it's not going to keep you in this cycle of stuckness and stagnancy that you felt that you have been in for a long time now, and you've struggled to move forward in a lot of areas in your life. Okay, so that's all I'm saying, is you're still going to deal with maybe feeling low. You will be okay. But you will keep moving forward, and you will discover more parts of yourself that bring you light, that bring you hope, that bring you joy, and you're going to have more capacity. Like, your nervous system, if you focus on these foundations now and build this root chakra, this base, and we build it up and we focus on that for now, the calling, as we're still in this energetic womb, then you're going to build more capacity and safety in your nervous system. So your nervous system needs that safety to be able to hold more capacity. Find ways that might be able to support your nervous system. Meditation is a good one. Meditation and somatic practices that get you into your body. Dancing, being creative, going out into nature, really taking in the elements. Obviously, like I said, nourishing foods, but also things that enlighten the senses. So like candles, smells, lights, just things that really are invigorating to the 5 senses that we have. And I also wanted to say that we are still supported. The number 3 is still really prominent. We're still divinely supported, and that's by, as I said, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene still. So we've got this divine feminine energy, the Heavenly Mother. They're all holding us and nourishing us so that we're able to be reborn soon. And that's coming. And that was confirmed to me as well with the number 3, because when I went to check my iPad to be able to put the music on in the background and also check my notes, my percentage on my iPad was 33, and then before I started recording this video, my percentage on my phone was also 33. So coinkydink? I think not. So yeah, supported and loved and nurtured by feminine divinity. You will be okay. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some clarity with the cards, and that will be in the part 2 series of confirmation with the cards. So I'll see some of you there if you wish to watch the next part of this. Thank you.